Hey guys, welcome back. In this episode, we will be creating Ghostface ashtray and trays set out of resin. I started out by printing out my images using my selfie can and then cutting them out to fit the middle of the molds. Once the pieces fit perfectly into the mold, I mixed a 1:1 resin. I combined part A and part B, stirring thoroughly until it became smooth, watery mixture. Then I added black acrylic paint into the resin mixture, carefully mixing it until the color was smooth and even. I made sure to add enough paint so the final piece would cure into a solid black instead of a cloudy see-through finish. This step is super important because it prevents the back of the image from showing through. After mixing, the resin is ready to pour into the mold. I let it flow off my mixing stick instead of pouring straight from the cup, which makes the pour smoother and helps prevent bubbles from forming. I'm pouring just enough resin so the piece cures evenly. If the sides sit higher than the middle, it can cause uneven surface, which means I have to spend extra time sanding it down later. Pouring carefully helps avoid that. As you can see, some bubbles are rising to the surface of the mold. That's why keeping a torch or a heat gun on hand is essential for getting rid of them. Since I'm using a torch, I make sure to move it quickly across the surface and avoid holding it too close to the resin. Too much heat can cause the resin to cure unevenly or even burn. You can also keep a bottle of alcohol nearby and lightly spritz the surface to pop the bubbles. Just be careful not to overdo it because too much alcohol can interfere with the resin mixture. Just like that, now it's time to wait 24 hours to cure. Now it's time for the reveal. Gliding my thumb along the edges of the mold and tray helps release the piece without stretching or damaging the silicone. I take my time working around the edges to loosen it up before gently pushing the tray out. Here's how the piece came out. Now we're going to make the matching ashtray set. With the leftover black resin, I'm pouring the rest into the mold so nothing goes to waste. This way every bit of resin gets used and ends up with the matching piece. For this piece, I didn't pour off my stick because I was in a bit of a rush and didn't want the resin to harden too quickly. I live in an area where my house heats up fast, which is why it's better to keep resin in a cooler space so it can cure evenly and not set too soon. I began scraping resin out of the cup into the mold so the ashtray could be fully filled and no resin went to waste. I kept scraping carefully until there was none left in the cup. While I'm getting the rest onto the stick, I'm scraping it off into the mold along the sides. I make sure to keep transferring every bit until the cup is completely empty. I know y'all are probably thinking, that cup has to be empty by now. And y'all are right, I'm trying to get my money's worth. After waiting 24 hours, it's time to unmold our final piece. Again, I'm gliding my thumb along the mold and the ashtray to gently release the piece. Sometimes when I use my torch to unmold, my piece gets stuck to the mold and the mold sticks to the resin as I try to remove it. It can be tricky, requiring a careful balance of heat and gentle pressure. After carefully unmolding, the piece is finally out. Look at how these pieces came together. The final step I always do but didn't show you guys is the top seal, where I pour a thin layer of resin over the surface. This gives the ashtray a smooth, glossy finish and really makes the colors pop. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can try recreating this piece yourself or grab one ready-made through the link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for always staying tuned into my videos. This is my Instagram if you guys are interested in seeing what else I create. I create other resin products such as trays, keychains, bottle openers. I also make Scentsy products such as wax melts, candles, and more. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what you guys would like to see next. Until next time, y'all.